Hello, I'm Elysia, and this is Comics Versus, an MCUniverse Lorehounds podcast, your guides to the lives and deaths of Hell's Kitchen's vigilantes and villainous elite.
And I'm Jean, ready to bring back Elektra.
And I'm Luke, Daredevil forever.
And we're back to break down the second half of Daredevil, Born Again, season number 2.
So check out our mid-season check-in episode covering episodes 1 through 4. And we also did a spoiler-free review of the season so far at the beginning of that. But this time we are going to be getting straight into spoilers up to and including the season 2 finale. So make sure you're all caught up. And as always, this is your blanket spoiler warning for all other Marvel films, TV shows, books, or comics that have ever been released. We will consider ourselves free to reference any of this lore at will. And we'll also consider ourselves free to talk about Luke Cage, actor Mike Coulter's selfies with his castmates and what that tells us about season 3, because the season finale has pretty much confirmed which direction this story is going. All right, so jumping back in, we talked more about this last time. Obviously, showrunners Dario Scardapane. You know what the show is about by this point, I hope, or go back and start at the beginning. We're going to be talking about 4 episodes today. So episodes 5 and 6 were directed by Angela Barnes, who also directed 3 episodes of Ironheart. Episode 5 is called The Grand Design, written by Jesse Wigatow, who's the most prolific episode writer this season after showrunner Scardapane. That was released April 14th. Episode 6, Requiem, was written by Devin Kilger and Jesse Wigatow. And then episodes 7 and 8 were directed by Ian M. McDonald. Episode 7, The Hateful Darkness, written by Heather Belson, who also wrote episode 3. And she wrote an Interview with the Vampire episode. And there's no greater compliment I can give a writer than saying that, oh, they worked on Interview with the Vampire. They must be good. That was released April 28th. Episode 8, the finale, called The Southern Cross, written by Dario Scardapane, the showrunner himself, and Jesse Wigatow, released May 5th. And we're going to talk about it all. Luke, what did you think? What are your fresh takes? Full spoilers on the table. What do you think about these last 4 episodes?
I really like them. I thought the last 4 episodes built tension really well. It was great to see Jessica Jones back in all her leather jacketed glory. I love the scene with her and Danielle, where the SWAT team comes to raid the house and Danielle is just walking around with the stun grenade. And you said, "That, honey, that's not a toy." Yeah, so I hope this is a preview to a new series of Jessica Jones as a standalone thing. Kristen Ritter has been really sort of tight-lipped about that, sort of said she'd like to do it, but didn't really give any hints beyond that. I thought it set up where we're going in future seasons really nicely. I hope Mr. Charles is a recurring character, because I just like him. And I think it leaves Bullseye in a very interesting place. And obviously, Matt Murdock in prison. How long is he going to stay there?
Yeah. We're going to definitely dissect all of this. What about you, Jean? What are your overall thoughts in these 4 episodes?
This was an incredible series, an incredible season. I think it was very well done. I think the standout episode is Southern Cross, the last episode, the finale. Yeah, I think from that was the episode for me that really solidified everything. And they really did a wonderful job of just delving into, I think, who Matt Murdock is and what he's trying to be, what he wants to represent. So yeah, I was totally on board with. It was just a great season. Jessica being back, badass as always. I'm very interested to see where her story goes, especially as it relates to her powers. So yeah, we'll talk about it when we talk about it, but then this was just really, really well done.
Yeah, I think that this was a really strong ending to the season. I agree with you, especially the last episode. And episode 5, I have strong ambivalent feelings about. We'll talk about. I think that there was a lot of really good writing, but I'm also they talked about killing off Vanessa so that there would be like parallel with Matt losing Foggy, and I'm like, no, both deaths were wrong. These are two of the best characters on this show. Stop it.
Look, everybody's got to get out of here alive, okay?
Not everybody, but just the people that like I am watching the show for, you know.
That's fair.
I wrote down here, I haven't been this upset about losing a queen since Renice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry, spoiler for Hot Dragon years ago. Hot Dragon. I've written Hot D, House of the Dragon. But you know, Dex better live forever because he is my greatest source of delight lately. And yeah, I want to see, I'm really intrigued with where they left him going off to Madripoor with Mr. Charles. I would love to see Madripoor next season. That would be fun. And guys, after that whole conversation, we got an answer to the question of who Daniel Blake would ultimately choose.
Yes.
Yeah, you deserve serious internet points, Elysia.
I caved and agreed with you guys. So I don't know that I
Yes,
do.
you did. Yes, you did.
It was my first instinct was to give him more credit, but then I was like, oh,
yeah.
He came close, but he
did. Yeah, he wavered there for a bit.
Yeah. But all right, let's get into our full spoiler breakdown. We are going to be talking about all 4 episodes at once. So again, make sure you're caught up or, you know, you've already been spoiled otherwise. We're going to be going plot arc by plot arc, not episode by episode. So keep that in mind. But we have to start with an episode 5 event, Death of a Queen Pin. We were kind of in denial about whether Vanessa was going to die after getting glass in the temple, which doesn't seem like it should be that fatal. But anyway. Glass in the temple? You have Skull there. Like...
Yeah, it was wedged in pretty deep there, Elysia.
I don't know. I don't know that like it's not hitting her brain from there. I don't know. I don't buy it.
Okay.
We've broken, Sean.
Maybe it's the pineapple juice that did it in. She gets tingly lips. Maybe a killer.
The glass in the temple is not enough. What is enough? Lord.
I mean, if it were in her throat, I would buy it more. But anyway.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Jean, how did you feel about Vanessa's death, the fact of it, and how it was handled?
I thought it was handled well. I think that entire, that arc with him and her had to end in the way that it ended. Like he had to lose something, right? And I think that was, she was always in harm's way. She was always in harm's way, and I never felt safe for her, even in the Netflix series.
No,
right.
I know.
I never once felt safe for her, not because of it being some sort of the plot, but just because of the nature of the characters, their lives. Like, she was a target, and given what she did to Dex, it made sense that he would try to take her out, and that he, Wilson, was the instrument to actually carry that out. That was some shit. Because he can try to blame everyone else. He can try to do, pass the buck to everyone else. But at the end of the day, his deflection and also his lifestyle, the way he lived his life, what he brought her into, She participated in it, yes.
Quite willingly.
Yes, willingly, without a doubt. So she was her own, she had her own agency and she was complicit in all the misdeeds and crimes that he committed, that they committed, to maintain their hold, to maintain their power. But I always felt that she was always in a position where her safety was not guaranteed, and it proved out in this series.
Yeah. What do you think, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's often overlooked, but I think it is worth sort of saying out loud. Vincent D'Onofrio just inhabits that role. He just is Wilson Fisk, to the point where I really can't imagine another actor playing that part. You know, if they ever want to do another adaptation, or if they ever need to recast it, they're going to be in serious issues there, because Vincent D'Onofrio just is Wilson Fisk.
Yeah.
And I think that the way he bounces between anger, despair, hope, through this and the following across 2 episodes is really, 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 really well done. And this is the thing. You shouldn't ever feel sorry for Wilson Fisk. You shouldn't ever feel bad for the guy, given all of the heinous shit that he's done. Right. And yet you do. Or at least I did anyway.
Yeah. No, he definitely has his moments.
Yeah. And by the way, when the surgeon pats him on the shoulder, it's like, dude, you are so dead. You are so dead, and you don't even realize it.
He gets the hug of death.
Yeah,
he deserved it. I'm sorry. That's one murder.
Come on, Sean,
cool
the guy tried his best.
That's one murder I'm cool with. I'm cool with that murder. You know what I'm saying?
He says, here's the question though. So like Buck, so the crime of this poor doctor who was just trying to comfort a man is he quotes William Penn to him. So he says, "They that love beyond the world cannot be separated by it. Death cannot kill what never dies." Which, okay, fine. If you're in the throes of immediate grief, like you're like, I don't want to hear some fucking William Penn poem. By the way, here's the rest of the poem, which is actually quite lovely. "Nor can spirits ever be divided, that love and live in the same divine principle, the root and record of their friendship. If absinthe be not death, neither is theirs. Death is but crossing the world, as friends do the seas. They live in one another still. For they must needs be present, that love and live in that which is omnipresent. In this divine glass, they see face to face. Their converse is free as well as pure. This is the comfort of friends, that though they may be said to die, yet their friendship and society are, in the best sense, ever present because immortal." And so this comes from Some Fruits of Solitude, or More Fruits of Solitude by William Penn. And he could have just said, like, she'll live on inside you.
He could have just said, I'm sorry for your loss, and walked out the room.
But actually, I don't think it was anything that he said. I think it was that he was presumed to lay hands on Fisk. Yeah, like Fisk as a character has very sort of a weird relationship, sort of touch and being tactile. And I think, you Wilson Fisk is definitely somebody you want to ask permission of before you try and hug them, basically. Right. So I don't think it's anything to do with what the surgeon says. I think what triggers it is basically
the presumption.
Is the presumption. And there's that lovely bit where Vanessa goes, "Tell me a story, tell me how we met." And that was really sweet. And the way he laughs when she said you paid like at least 3 times the price for it. It's just it broke my heart.
We got the flashbacks to season 1 of the Netflix Daredevil, for anyone who hasn't watched that, which is where he first got that rabbit in a snowstorm white painting, which we see destroyed in later episodes of season. But yeah, that was really like, and she repeats it several times. So it means like in her last, as her brain is shutting down, the last thing it wants to linger on is her romance with him.
Right.
That was, yeah. I am not happy about the fact of her death, but I do think it was well handled how it went down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know where they do the thing with the pineapple juice, where all of a sudden she doesn't like pineapple juice, and then she does. Did you guys think for a moment, oh, they're going to do a Phoenix Gage here? It's going to be like, a railroad spike through the head, and it's going to.
Yeah, I did wonder if that's what it was going to be. So anyone who doesn't know, Phineas Gage is he was a railroad worker who got a spike through the head, and he lived, but it changed his personality forever because of the brain damage. Speaking of changing, well, not even changing personality, showing his true colors. This is where we also see the first in this series of tests for Daniel and BB, where Buck tells Daniel about that she's in critical condition, or did Fisk tell Daniel? Anyway, someone tells Daniel.
No, it was Buck.
It was Buck.
Okay, and Daniel tells BB, and then it's on the news, and so he knows she's the leak. But we'll get back to that. The other half of that first episode, because they really wanted to emphasize parallel losses, is we got Foggy on our screen, but not alive because screw you, Scartaphonic. So we get a flashback to Matt and Foggy before they had their own practice, and they are defending Froggy's friend's brother from childhood named, he knew him as Ray, but his real name's Lionel. And this part reminded me, remember that guy last season? I don't remember his name, but Matt was defending him even though he was being a total dick to him. But he's still, the point is, like, even a total dick deserves justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. But I think this is different, though, for me, because Foggy had a personal connection to this person who was being outwardly hostile towards him, right? He's offering help, and this guy's just being a total, jerk. Whereas in the previous, the one that you're talking about from last year, he's just taking the case pro bono. He doesn't know this person from anywhere. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna defend you. I think Foggy, I hated that he wanted to help this guy.
Oh,
I did. I hated that he wanted to help this guy. And I think that was, part of being a hero is helping people you don't necessarily want to help.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly what Matt is trying to do in relation to Wilson. So,
okay, Luke, you and I have our Simsnard scale of morality, the Juliet to Simsnard.
Yeah.
If we were to do a Daredevil themed scale of empathy, if we put Foggy on one end, on the most empathetic end of the scale, who would be the other extreme? Who is the least empathetic character?
Probably Fisk.
You think?
Actually, yeah, I don't think he has a very good sense of he has a strong sense of what he's feeling, but not a very good sense of what other people are feeling.
Do you think he's worse than, for instance, the Connor Powell guy, the sadist AVTF guy?
Yeah, fair enough. I hadn't considered him. Yeah. Okay,
so maybe he's not a big enough character to be on. So
we've got the Powell to Foggy scale.
Let's start with the good one, right?
Yeah.
To Powell. What do you think, Jean?
No, I when you asked the question, I immediately thought Powell. Mm-hmm. If we're doing the scale, Foggy on one end and who's on the opposite, it would be Powell to me. It would absolutely be Powell to me. Which
is saying a lot, considering Fisk.
Consider who Fisk is.
Buck and
yes, yes, absolutely.
The whole gang.
You can see the nuance with. Go ahead, Luke.
By the way, what was Ray calling Foggy? What was the nickname? Is it Fembot Foggy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Foggy Fembot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was being a jerk to him.
You can see the nuances with Fisk and Buck.
Mm-hmm.
There's no nuance to Powell.
Right. It's true. It's true. We've seen not a single redeeming second of him.
Not a one. No.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was definitely emphasizing why Foggy's an empathetic character and why he needs to be on the show. But but like Foggy, he understands because he, like you said, Jean, he knew this guy growing up, and he that really touched me when Ray said to Foggy, I never had a friend like that. And Foggy's like, I know.
Yeah.
And he gives him a lot of grace because he knows he's not really had much kindness in his life.
Right. I can respect it, but I didn't want that.
But he also, I don't know if I would give all my savings to him, but it does help him get away. He does live. I wonder how long, because I guess Buck wasn't very committed to tracking him down.
No, not that we know of.
Yeah, I like to think he disappeared. But I just, going back to what I said on the previous podcast, I think that episode kind of really demonstrates in a really neat way what this particular series is missing, because the back and forth between Matt and Foggy is just, it gives the show a bit of light. It gives the show a bit of lightness. It gives it a bit of contrast. Daredevil is quite dark in its themes and in its characterization, and just to have somebody Matt feels that comfortable with, because I hate saying this, but he doesn't feel as comfortable with Karen as he feels with Foggy.
Mm-hmm. Say that a little louder for the folks in the back. He didn't hear you.
Yeah, I hate it. But yeah, that whole thing where they're making fun of the boss, mm-hmm. and his particular peccadillos. It's funny. And Charlie Cox, and I can't remember the guy who plays Foggy's name, but they have really good comic timing.
Eldon Henson.
Yeah, they have really good comic timing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can't disagree. There's just a natural chemistry between them, and I hope that they saw that and they're going to use the obvious story they're setting up, which actually, well, we'll get to it. We'll get
there.
Okay, but speaking of fun things, so we saw Buck has definitely gotten a glow up since, like, when we first see him, he's got kind of like a mullet and like baseball cap thing going on. So I want... clearly he took on Wesley's sense of polished James Bond-like style. Where is our flashback montage where they do a makeover together?
Yeah, where Wesley takes him to his tailor, because clearly Buck has found the value of a well-cut suit.
Right, but first Buck has to like walk out a few times in the wrong outfit. Where they're both like, no, not that, not the cowboy look. That's not for you. Let's try another. No, not a sailor.
like the scene in Pretty Woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we see here that Foggy directly inspires Matt not to leave Dex behind for the vigilante task force. Jean, you're shaking your head. Were you also like surprised that Matt would consider leaving him behind?
I was hoping he would leave him behind. I was so upset. But again, this is Matt Murdock, and this is his, his story on his way back to who he wants to be. And I was really pissed off that he saved Bullseye. Like there's no world that I can be okay with that. There's no world. No, I can't.
I was already upset with him for even flirting with the idea of leaving him behind. Not only for Bullseye, but also because they were the priestling, whatever priest in training.
The priestling.
He was lying for them, covering them. And yes, I'm actually honestly worried that the AVTF, they came in and they saw, so Bullseye wasn't there, but there was blood there that made it kind of obvious. And they never showed us what happened to the priestling after that. So I hope he's okay.
I hope so too. But I did not want Matt to save Bullseye. And again, this is the hero's, story, right? Like, what do you do with the person who has done the worst imaginable thing to you, who's caused you so much harm, who's caused you so much pain? And here is that person, and you have literally their life in your hands. What are you going to do? And I wanted him to let him die.
I definitely, obviously, that's you know me.
I know.
I'm pro empathy,
Yeah,
but I was upset. No night nurse. I didn't actually expect them to bring Rosario Dawson back, but they could have, and it would have been cool.
They should have.
Exactly.
Because there was a scene later on that we see that I was totally like, I hope that's her, and it wasn't. No, I wasn't upset by who it was, but it's just like, oh, it could have been her.
You mean like Soledad comes and helps Angela's aunt? Yeah. Which, fine if it's not Claire, night nurse from the Netflix series. For those who don't know, she was in all of the Netflix series. Then okay, fine. Soledad makes sense, but I hope they bring back Rosario Dawson. I bet she would do it.
Absolutely.
To help patch up the vigilantes. What did you think? Okay, so Jean, did you feel for Dex when he wanted Karen to kill him?
No, I didn't feel for him. I wanted her to shoot him.
Even though he was like, you didn't feel sad for him that he like wanted to die?
Nope.
Oh man. I mean, is this because he shot Foggy, or
because he's a terrible person?
Is he though? He's one of the good guys. He said so. I take him at his word.
No, I really understood what Karen was feeling in that moment. Right. I don't condone. I didn't want to see Karen pull the trigger, of course, because what that would do to her is, irreparable, right? But I understood it, and I got it.
She's killed before
in that moment.
Yeah.
Right. And I wouldn't have felt it felt true to me, for her to want to exact that vengeance on him. And
if they killed Dex, who's going to take out ATVF guys in comical ways with with spoons and toothpicks
and lobster claws?
I mean, that's a good point. That's a great point. I'm not disputing that.
And what other character? Like, do you guys notice that Dex has sexual chemistry with every single character? Like, why did Karen have to straddle him to shoot him?
Her aim was off.
Are we including Mr. Charles in that list?
Oh, good question. We haven't seen them interact enough.
Yeah.
They were just sitting next to each other on the plane at the end. Yeah.
That's enough. That's enough.
All right, Luke, here's a question for you. So what do you think about this argument that Matt and Karen had about killing Dex? It seems like Karen's aligning more with Frank Castle philosophically.
I knew that was where you were going. And no, because she didn't in the end.
Because Matt stopped her.
Yeah, and they had a bit of an argument about it, but I think Karen came round in the end.
She did. She did. I would say so.
I mean, I do think that's one of those scenes where you really get the Catholic overtone. I was going to say the Christian overtones, but it's more specific than that.
Yes.
It's the Catholic overtone, the entire thing. And this idea about sin and redemption. Mm-hmm. And that they talk about this in the Netflix series a lot. This kind of fight within Matt Murdock as to who he wants to be or who he's going to be.
I think that's what these first two seasons were totally about. It's about Matt finding himself, and the way the season ended is it just makes perfect sense to wrap it up in that way, because this is about him, his morality, where is it?
But I wonder, given where we are at the end of the season, are they setting it up for Matt to regret that decision?
Absolutely.
Yes. Furthermore, yes. Are they setting it up for him to change his mind?
Yes, and yes.
Okay.
Yes, and yes.
Well, I will say about as much as I'm a castle with a K girl. I'm for, for Frank.
So wrong.
That's apparently the official ship name, but you can't. If I say castle, it sounds like I'm just talking about Frank.
Yeah.
It should be like
yes.
It should be like Karank or something.
Oh gosh,
like
that's you got to work on that. You got to work on that.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll workshop it.
The official fandom ship name for them is Castle. Yeah. Anyway,
we don't like that. We don't like.
But no, I do have to say though that it's at this moment was when I thought I was like, oh, it's gonna fall apart between them. But at the end of the season, despite them having to part ways, they did seem kind of stronger than ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of what Karen is so hurt throughout this season, right? And it took Matt being selfless in that way that he was for her to pull back from the ledge that she was standing on, in the way that he was at the end. And I think that's what made her step back and reevaluate, reassess, and center herself, because she had gone totally to a place that I don't know she wants to be, because I've never gotten the sense from any of the shows, any of the seasons that Karen appears in, that she wants to be this person.
No, well, I mean, she does keep drifting to it. And we saw like in her flashback with her that she has been kind of reckless and on the edge. And and she did kill Wesley, of course, Fisk's prior buck.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping that in season 3, we see more of Karen developing as a character outside of her relationships with Frank Castle and Matt Murdock. I'd like to see more of who Karen is when she's not part of a couple or a group. Who is, who is she?
I have a theory, like a tinfoil hat theory, that I will pose to you guys about that when we get to our season 3 speculation at the end of this episode. But this is a good spot to take a quick break, and we'll go from one romance to another much sadder one, the romance of Buck and Daniel, after this quick break. So Buck takes Daniel for a drive up to Albany, where you're like, is he going to kill him? But no, it's just kind of a creepy warning. And he forces Daniel to help him bury the body of that first mate of the ship that Buck killed in the previous episode. Did you guys think that Buck was going to kill Daniel at this point?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. By the way, maybe I'm imagining this, but I think there was a Sopranos Easter egg in there.
Could be.
Because I think the location of that is the same tackle bait shop that they drive past in like the 4th or 5th episode of The Sopranos, where Tony kills the informer. Where he's taking Meadow to look at colleges.
Yeah.
And they sort of pull in to use a payphone, and Tony sees this ex-mobster sort of walk out. And maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me, but I swear it's the same shop. Huh. I swear it's the same location.
I gotta look into that. That's a good catch.
Here's where I admit again that I still haven't seen The Sopranos. Please don't leave any more 1-star reviews for that fact. We've already had that taken care of by someone.
Yeah. But yeah, no, maybe it was my brain playing tricks on me, but it looked very similar to that. And again, Michael Gandolfini, great piece of acting, because he's just, Daniel thinks he's going to die, and he's every reason to think that he is. And he just conveys panic and desperation really, really well.
This was the first time that I felt that maybe he's regretting his life choices.
Yeah, definitely.
Daniel, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
working for Fisk.
That Daniel's reevaluating the choices that he's made. And this is the first time that I felt like maybe he won't choose Fisk. Watching that scene unfold was when I thought maybe he won't choose Fisk. And then the aftermath of that scene, just to see how he was moving around, really, So I think that was very well done to put, because it put the doubt in me where I had been so sure prior that he was always going to choose Fisk. In that moment, I felt like, maybe there's a chance for him to be redeemed.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to find out a little bit more of Book's backstory as well, where they're driving along and Book's telling him about his time in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a nice.
Do you think maybe he knew Frank?
That's a good question.
Possibly. I mean, I would be, like I said in the last podcast, I would be really interested to have a little bit of an SAS Delta Force throwdown just to see who would come off best. Because I think Book would give Frank Castle a run for his money. I think he's one of the few people that could. But yeah, I think it would be a really nice detail if they had met. But yeah, I think one of the things this run of episodes did quite well was to flesh Book out as a side character. He felt a much more fully realized character after this 4 episodes than he has done for like a season and a half.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely complicates his character, but I still have questions okay, so he has to clean up after the doctor who's killed. Clearly, people are going to notice that a surgeon has gone missing. Like, how do you explain that away?
You don't. Because nobody's asking that question.
Because of Fisk, you're saying?
Because of Fisk.
The hospital's afraid to ask because they know that Fisk is a goon?
Absolutely.
And now, I guess Buck didn't know this, but Christophe or whatever his name was, he had already made a recording for Karen and Matt, which will come back later in the trial. So the fact that he's dead and missing now is just even more suspicious.
Right, exactly. But it was a great scene, the two of them, that drive. It was just, it was a wonderfully acted, like Luke said, but it was just a great scene.
I really liked how they played it between Daniel and Bibi when she went to his mom's house with him for his birthday.
Yeah.
And so he's been told to give her false information to test her. And so he tells her that Fisk isn't going to run again, which turned out to be true by accident. And she's about to tell the editor at the New York Bulletin about it, but she decides not to. Because I guess her feelings for Daniel are real. And then she almost kisses Daniel, but then he stops and is just completely honest. And I mean, Luke, you're always quoting me on this. Communication. This is what they started to finally do in this moment.
Yeah. Clear communication, people.
Yeah. But it is sad now. He died and they didn't even get to kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that the scenes with especially in that episode, like you said, at the house, seeing how Daniel grew up, I understood the choices that he's made, right? I understood where he's at, why he's in the place that he's in, but I was hoping and praying that Bibi would not send the message along to her editor, not because I didn't want her to die. Of course, right. I didn't want Bibi to die.
You don't want her to be a snitch, yeah.
not because I didn't want her to be, complicit in her demise, but because I thought Daniel, for all his faults, was truly trying to connect with her.
Yes.
In all his flawed ways. And I think she understood that. And she played to that. And I didn't want her to play to that any longer.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I didn't want her to use that in the way that she had previously.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's how it started off, but I think by the time she goes to Daniel's mum, I don't think she's doing that anymore. I think she started off playing up to him, but I don't think that's where she was by the end.
Yeah. Because I wasn't sure if she was going to send it or not.
No, I know. I thought that was well played. And I was also relieved that she didn't do it. Yeah. And indeed, not to protect her, but just to like protect her character, basically.
Right. Because up until that point, I still felt like she was not the dishonesty, and their relationship was almost so all encompassing. You know what I mean? He's dishonest, she's dishonest, and these are two young people who are trying to find something, right? Mm-hmm. And they're both using each other, and they're both, completely comfortable using each other. And I just didn't want that to be anymore for both of them,
But that was my question in our last episode, is like how much of it is a real connection or how much is using each other. And at the end, it seems there was a real connection on both sides.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah. Were you guys worried that Daniel was going to hand over? Because he takes her up to the front door of the house where Buck is and then lets her go. That's a little close for comfort.
Yeah, it is. And I think a guy with Buck's set of skills should probably have worked out what was going on. So
yeah. So you guys heard that they actually changed it in post, that they originally filmed it so that Buck shot beside Daniel's head because he just couldn't bring himself to kill him. And then afterwards they realized that like the story kind of needed them to let Buck kill Daniel, as much as that hurts everybody involved.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to go. I think as much as Buck does like Daniel, it's not in Buck's character to let him live. And even if he had, like, where would Daniel have gone? What would he have done? He's if Buck hadn't have killed him, some other goon from the ATVF would have done.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that Daniel was gonna be like stand-in for Fisk's son, but I guess not.
And I do like the line, how long until you're on the floor with a gun pointed at you?
Yeah.
Because this is the thing about Wilson Fisk. He demands loyalty, but he doesn't give it.
Mm-hmm. I can think of other politicians like that.
Criminals gonna criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. But that was a great line. Yeah. That was a great line. And then I think Buck knows it.
Yeah, he does.
He knows for sure. He knows his life is not his own. At that point, he understands what he signed up for, and he gets it. And yeah, it was a sad death for Daniel.
Yeah,
it was a very sad death for Daniel.
Yeah, and even Buck and Fisk both genuinely looked sad about it. I think they were fond of him.
I think
in a way that they can be.
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Buck was. I think in Fisk's case, it's more of a waste of a useful piece on the chessboard. But I do think Buck was genuinely liked Daniel on a human level. Mm-hmm. I'm not convinced Fisk did. I just think he found him useful.
I think that Fisk has the capacity to care for certain people to a certain degree, and he cared about Daniel as much as he cared about anyone who isn't Vanessa.
Maybe.
I don't think Fisk would put Daniel and Powell in the same basket.
No, he wouldn't care about killing Powell at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like we wouldn't see the slight hint of emotion that we got when he realized, Buck had killed Daniel. You wouldn't get that if it was Powell.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Buck's character is going to change next season as a result of this?
Oh man.
No, I think he is who he is at the end of the day.
Where is he?
Where is he? What do you mean?
Yeah. Where's Buck?
What do you mean, where is he?
What you mean at the end of the series?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Did we see him? Where did we last see him? At the end of the season, where is Buck? I'm trying to remember. I can't place where he's at physically, where he's at. We know where everybody else is at. I think
he's just still in New York. I don't think anything's changed for him at this point. But now he doesn't have Fisk to work for, so he's kind of
right. He's not arrested. He's not in jail.
No.
We didn't see him in the line, right?
No. So he's shot in the belly, of course.
Yeah, he was shot in the belly.
So we don't know.
We're presuming that he survived.
Yeah.
I'm presuming that he survived.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to see where he...
No.
Out of all the characters, we saw where everybody else was physically. But I don't think they showed us where Buck was physically.
Well, we last saw him bleeding from the gut in the courtroom floor. And then, we didn't get like the last, wrap up at the end of the season. Like we saw some other characters.
I think with that kind of, if you gut shot like that, it hurts like nothing else, but like you've got quite a while before that will be fatal. So
I think he's fine.
If you can get to a hospital, you should be all right.
Yeah, no, I think it'll turn out to be fine. But then that's like, is he going to be the man in the chair to Heather's muse? Is he? Right. I mean, so now we saw BB is now working at the New York Bulletin where her grandfather used to work. Is Buck still going to go after her? Is he going to blame her for quote unquote forcing him to kill Daniel?
Is Buck in jail?
No, I don't think he's not in jail.
A hospital?
Yeah, he's
jail?
Hopefully in the hospital.
Is he free running around?
No, I think he's going to end up on a beat. He's going to end up at the beachy place wherever Fisk was.
You think he'll do that rather than staying with Heather?
Yeah, no, I think he's Fisk's. I think he's Fisk's guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fisk is not going to want him around.
Why?
To be on the island.
Because Fisk wants to be by himself?
I think that what is he going to do for Fisk on the island?
I don't know.
Fisk's got a plan. He's always got a plan. So
look pretty, yeah. I'm sure Fisk will find someone he wants to kill on the island.
Oh gosh.
All right. Well, let's talk about some other friendships that are a bit warmer in character. Jessica Jones is in the house. We've got Kristen Ritter back, and we find at the beginning we hear that Luke is working for Mr. Charles for the CIA via Mr. Charles in Madripoor. Doing what? Doing why?
With who?
I have so many questions. Of course, Luke does show back up at the end, and we find out that Dex has taken his place with Mr. Charles. But I just have so many questions. Why was he working for them in the first place? If he was working for them, why would those people presumably are the ones who attacked Jessica and got baby girl Danielle with the grenade in her hands? Like, why is this happening?
Well, I mean, that Mr. Charles is CIA and they're ATVF, so don't assume that they're perfectly coordinated.
No, clearly not. But
and I think like what Jessica was saying is that basically it sounded like the agency sort of blackmailing Luke into working for them so as to not put Danielle and Jessica in harm's way. But that doesn't quite make sense because it's not like Jessica can't look after herself. So
yeah, but we find out.
But her powers are on the fritz.
Yeah, we find out
that's true.
Since
that may be why.
I saw someone who was mad. They're like, "Are you telling me that becoming a mother made her weaker?" Boo. But maybe it's like it made her more vulnerable.
Right, and we have to remember she's not. Like bullets don't bounce off of her.
Right.
Even when she's at fully who she is as a hero with all her powers, she's not impervious to.
Like her husband
being hurt.
is, yeah.
Right. So the blackmail part, I can definitely understand. And we don't know how long her powers have been on the fritz. It could be years. It could be.
She said since
birth,
since Danielle was
birth,
born,
right?
and Danielle looks to be about what 1.5.
Yeah, about 18 months or so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could see them being blackmailed. Like, hey, if you don't do what we're asking you to do, then we're gonna come after your family both. And he knows that at this point, maybe she can't withstand the full brunt of a police assault. Although she does a great job at the house, though. I'll tell you that much. She kicked fucking ass.
Yeah.
That was great. That was wonderful to watch.
She's still badass regardless. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to see if they play off on that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully her powers don't stay under Fritz for much longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I wish that we could have seen her. I hope they give us flashbacks that show them, because we last saw Jessica and Luke. It was nice. The whole Netflix Defenders verse wraps up with Jessica and Luke saying goodbye to each other, basically, or
Right.
like, hey, not now, but maybe in the future.
Right.
And obviously that came to pass, which we would expect, because they are one of the most iconic and long-lived couples in the comics. So I'm glad to see it happen, but show me the romance. Why do you keep skipping the romance parts? Just suddenly they're together. Give me the yearning.
We got plenty of the yearning in the Netflix Luke Cage show.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
And the Jessica Jones.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing them as a couple working together next season, because they have a fun dynamic in the comics where he's kind of more earnest than her in a lot of ways. But also his series left him
in a different place.
Yeah, like he was taking over the nightclub and was kind of looking like he might be developing some more questionable morality.
And maybe that's the blackmail as well. Maybe it's not so much about Jessica being vulnerable, but it is about what he did. And, potentially being locked back up. It's very hard to lock, but he's not gonna kill cops. But just maybe that's the blackmail. Work for us, or all that shit that you did up in Harlem, we're gonna pin it all on you.
Yeah.
Mariah, everything.
Or maybe, the stuff that his brother did, and Mariah.
Yes.
And, the whole crew. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta say, whatever he's doing for the CIA, it pays well, because that's a nice house. Yeah.
Where were they, in Jersey?
Well, I don't know where they're at, but
it looked like somewhere upstate. It looked quite leafy.
But at the end, they were back in Hell's Kitchen.
That's true. Yeah?
Jersey has trees. Yeah.
New York has plenty of trees.
Yeah, I mean, but with a standalone house like that, anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I exist, but yeah.
Queens, Brooklyn, Staten Island.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, all the five boroughs. Bronx, tree-lined streets, standalone houses.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the hype. But it's great that they ended it. Again, we're getting ahead, but that they're back in Hell's Kitchen in her office, it looks like. So I'm really ready for a Heroes for Hire.
Yeah.
And let's really lean into that, I think.
Yeah.
Would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a good note to take another quick break on. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Karen's climactic day in court. So I've got to say, Karen played a quite central role in this season when I think about it. She was kind of the go-between between everyone. She was involved in all of the different shenanigans that were happening. But then she gets caught without her bad wigs at a protest. And After,
if only she'd had the wig, nobody would have known it was her.
No, yeah, absolutely. Nobody's paying attention to that clearly fake purple wig. But after, Powell kills one of her friends and blames the vigilantes, and then she's caught being mad about it, and that's how she gets arrested. And then Karen gets beat up by both, first choked by Fisk, not in the sexy way that that Heather and Buck were doing. But then she and Heather, like, was it Luke you said to me, girl fight?
Girl fight!
It was like, yeah.
It went full bore Jerry Springer there for a minute.
I was surprised. Karen was really needling Heather. Like, that was kind of a dick move where obviously, okay, Heather has not turned out well, and Matt definitely dodged a bullet.
You don't say.
But if you know you're dating someone's ex, don't be a dick to the ex about it. She probably feels bad enough already.
Nah. I'm all in on Karen.
I'm on Karen's
I'm
side.
all in on Karen. Read her. Read her. You know what I'm saying? Put her out. That's what you do. You come in here, slick talking. This is what you get. You know what I'm saying? You can't handle it. Don't talk. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk. This is what it is.
It was obviously, I'm sure the actors didn't. I'm sure they didn't. I'm sure the no slap was actually delivered, but it looked pretty blooming convincing.
I bet they slapped a bit, but probably added more sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And makeup, obviously, to bruise her face. It's Grand Central Station in Karen's jail cell because the chief, Brett Mahoney, also sneaks her out to talk to Matt for a minute. It's just everybody's coming in and out of the jail cells. But then, it's a close call. Matt almost doesn't make it to the trial because he also... How many people got shot this season?
Lots.
Oh, gosh.
Lots.
And not like in the usual Punisher takes them all out kind of way, but just a lot of main characters are walking around with bullets in them.
Yeah.
Bullet holes, at least.
A lot of bleeding, lots of suffering.
Yeah.
Or
not walking around.
Yeah.
As the case may be.
Lots of suffering. I like that you said that. It goes back to the whole
Catholicism of it all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
True. Were you guys surprised about Matt revealing his identity in court?
Oh, man. I mean, I love this series, but God, that was so cheesy.
Yeah.
like you could literally put that on toast. That was
really? I liked
cheesy.
it. I mean, I kind of expected it to happen. I'll admit I watched a clip that didn't show that part, but it just showed him questioning Fisk. And as soon as that clip was released on YouTube the day before the episode came out, and as soon as I saw that clip, I was like, oh, he's going to reveal his identity, isn't he? But then it actually happened.
But I know this court is like, to quote Jack Duquesne, it's not a court, it's, I think you mean tribunal. But
it's a farce. It's a farce.
But seriously, I really don't think you can add lawyers after a trial begins. And the way they were doing, what objections they were sustaining and which ones they were overruling, I swear they've got a coin they flip because...
Well, the judge had proved herself corrupt.
Yeah.
In the previous hearings.
Yes.
So it was actually remarkable, that. And I don't think if Matt hadn't done that, things would not have gone their way. But then he backed Fisk into a corner because he's like, you said Daredevil was on the ship, right? You know who Daredevil is, right?
Yeah.
I am Daredevil. And then does his thing with throwing his stick around. No, I liked it. That worked for me.
Yeah, it worked for me too. It worked for me. I thought the whole court scene was, fantastical. And I think that's in keeping with what you said, Elysia, that we saw that the judges were already corrupt. So this was not a traditional court, and I think they played into that. This was not how trials traditionally go. And the absurdness of some of the antics that the lawyers, were allowed to get away with or just doing, just fed to me the fact that this court itself was laughable. You know what I mean? Like, this trial is the entire thing was just, a joke. Yeah. So let's really lean into it and do these absurd things because of the absurdity of it all. This is not justice. This is not how justice is ever gotten, not in this country, in the United States. For some people, this looks familiar. For other people, it doesn't, right? But yeah, just, you can't imagine a tribunal of judges just overruling every defense motion, everything that a defense has to offer, unless you've really paid attention to the American criminal justice system. And to watch it unplayed that way, it's just like, yeah. And it's a nice callback to me as I was watching it. I was thinking of the guy that you spoke to about earlier, Elysia, from last season, who was going to jail for stealing the candy bars. For a repeat offender candy bar stealer. Mm-hmm. So it was just like these two, courtroom situations where we see our criminal justice system on trial for itself, and what a farce it is.
Well, I mean,
so it works for me.
Yeah. And the other thing I really appreciated about the way it was set up is that they set it up with the hearings and stuff where they all knew by then this was not a fair courtroom, and they knew they weren't going to get justice from the judge. So they played to the cameras. They're like, oh, it's a televised trial. We can use that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, public opinion is, I've just been noticing so much lately how it all comes down to public opinion in the end to keep bad actors in line. That they don't do it out of a sense of morality themselves. They do it because they don't want people to see.
Well, we all got to see it on trial. When the brown shirts walked into the courtroom, with Fisk, and they all lined up in the back to intimidate, to be intimidating.
Yeah. But Luke, didn't you find it romantic that Matt, he kind of sacrificed himself to save Karen because he knew he would end up in jail by exonerating her?
Yeah, and whether at the bar at the end, it's just like, oh, for goodness sake, look, if this show doesn't end up with them in a massive cabin in the Catskills with like at least a dozen children,
just immediately pooping them out.
Yeah, just kids, that's how it's going to end.
That's not Daredevil.
Yeah.
But yeah, they eventually, the judge is like, yeah, even I can't say anything. And she dismisses the charges with prejudice. So Karen can't be tried again. And we get so I guess there's two big fight set pieces. I mean, I'm not even like where Matt got shot. I wasn't really like that engrossed with that action, but the two engrossing pieces of action are, I think it was like episode 6 where Matt and Fisk fight in front of Rabbit in the snowstorm, destroying Rabbit in the snowstorm. So his big reminder of Vanessa, he's destroyed out of his usual pettiness. And then obviously the first coolest one is double hallway fight.
I mean, and also just like, how strong is Fisk? He's just going there like literally ripping people limb from limb. And it's like, the only limiting factor here is the number of people that are in that corridor. Like, he could have kept going all day. Like, this guy is just like, he is the only character you can compare him to is Gregor Clegane out of Game of Thrones, The Mountain. It's just like, it's that level of like, this guy is just untouchable. Untouchable.
Yeah.
So Fisk is above, in comics lore or whatever, he's above. He's not he doesn't have superhuman strength, but he's like stronger than the average.
Yeah.
Right? He's stronger than the average. And I think watching that was so refreshing to me because
it was a massacre.
I loved it. I loved it every single moment. As soon as he walked out, the doors open.
Open that door.
I said, ooh. I'm like this. I sat up. I said, what's happening here? And then he threw the first one. I said, oh, let's go. Fisk is finally fisking. Let's do it. I said, let's do it. And he wailed on them. I mean, the utter brutality that is Wilson Fisk, the fury, the utter disregard for humanity. I don't care who you are. I don't care. Yeah, if you die, I'm going to help you die. And that's the Kingpin, you know, for everything that we've watched him do, all the maneuvering, all the plotting, all the planning, all of these things. At minimum, he's a killer. He's a killer. And this showed this is what he is. And, you know, we seen him plot. We've seen the behind the scenes. We've seen, you know, talking to people and, you know, trying to persuade the governor and whoever else. But at his core, this is Wilson Fisk. And to see him let loose, oh, what a glorious sight.
Yeah.
And then the blood, the red, again, the motif with the red on the white, just...
I need to know, though, where these protesters got their Daredevil accurate, like, devil
pretty
horns.
Cool. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I mean, because some of them look like they just got them from a costume shop, and that makes sense. But some of them, I'm like, did you find Matt's costumer and like get them direct?
Yeah, this is a lot of effort. And I think you raise a good point, John, which is, you know, who does Wilson Fisk's dry cleaning? Or does he have that? Does he just have that many white suits?
He must just burn them because you cannot get blood out of.
Not like that. Not that amount. Oh my!
You just better dye the whole thing brown because that's turn it tie dye. But then, it was cool. So we had so obviously, probably everyone who's listening to this knows this by now, but the first season of Daredevil took a cue from Park Chan-wook's Old Boy and did that first iconic hallway fight. So I would say it's better than the Old Boy hallway fight. And now, since then, they just keep iterating on it. And I'm always amazed they find new ways to keep it interesting. And now it's like, so it's not even Matt and Fisk fighting each other now. It's them fighting two different groups of people. So Fisk is just massacring the poor protesters. And the others are fighting together against the task force. And I wrote down here, Jessica clearly attended the Frank Castle School of Kill Shot Ethics. She's just like, she's also just taking them out, no questions asked.
No questions.
But then we get a surprise White Tiger. Like, we knew Angela was going to become White Tiger, but suddenly she's running up the wall.
Loved it. I don't need to see how she learned. I just need to see it happen.
Yeah.
I just need to see it happen.
I've said it before, but the choreography for this show is immaculate.
Yeah.
It really is.
Because the three of them, you know, I think there was on the Netflix Defenders show, there was that one scene early on in the episodes where all of them were in conjunction fighting the Hand. This scene reminded me of that, but in a much more intimate way because of the space, the confined space that they were fighting in. And it was just so well done, to your point, Luke. It was just so well done. And then dropping out of that to just drop into Fisk, like breaking people's backs, was like, whoa, what are you doing to me right now? This is everything I want. Thank you. More. I feel like Kylo Ren. More. How much more? More.
And also, it's the combination of the cinematography. It's the combination of the choreography and the cinematography as well. Because they hold the camera long enough for you to know what's going on, because there's nothing I hate more than a fight scene that's got a cut on every third beat of it.
Right.
No, they hold the camera on the action long enough for your eye to be able to work out who is doing what to who.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. But then somehow, so we've got Fisk basically admitting that he smuggled weapons through his Redport free hook. We have him openly killing a hall full of people.
Red Hook Freeport, you mean?
Yeah. That's what I said, right? Or what did I say?
No, you said Red Free Hook. You got it completely.
Anyway, Red Hook Freeport.
Yeah.
He openly kills a hallway full of people.
Yes.
And still somehow the Attorney General negotiates for him to walk free. So Matt goes to jail and Fisk walks free. That is so frustratingly real.
So America. Welcome to America. A wonderful place to be.
And Matt, of course, stops the crowd from killing Fisk.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have solved anything. I don't know. Yeah.
What do you mean?
If the crowd killed Fisk, would that have done anyone any good? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, make a martyr of him, which would not be good. To whoever wants to take up the anti-vigilante mantle after him.
And I mean, also...
That's a point. I didn't think about that. That's a point.
Yeah, and I mean, also, could that crowd have killed... I suppose they could have killed Fisk in the end, but, he would have taken a lot of them with him.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I love the scene with him and Daredevil, doing their penance on their knees. And
almost like they're going to kiss, because there's so much intimacy between them.
It's just and Fisk saying, you don't get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You don't get to give me grace. Yeah.
You don't get to do that. I don't want that.
I'm Catholic. I give everyone grace.
Right. And again, that to me, that part of this episode was what these first two seasons have been about. Matt finding his way back. Matt finding his way back to that, to being that guy who is intent on, not just saving Fisk, but offering Fisk a way out to be better. And that's always been the crux of who Matt Murdock, the fight. He's Daredevil, but he's also a devout Catholic who's trying to do the best that he can with all of that and find penance, find solace in because he hurts people. He really, Matt Murdock, Daredevil there are not a lot of, superheroes that if I'm a regular criminal that I want to meet. I don't want to meet Daredevil. I don't want to meet Moon Knight. I don't want to meet Batman because they will hurt you.
I mean, not if you just meet, they're nice people if you meet them on the street, right? Well, Moon Knight, it depends.
No.
Yeah. No.
I mean, when I'm criming, I don't want to meet these guys when I'm criming.
That's fair.
When I'm criming, I don't want to meet these because those three will really hurt you. And I think Matt Murdock has always struggled with that as a person, right?
Yeah.
And this was a nice way to remind us of his struggle.
Right. Yeah, and it was nice. I shouted out in the last episode that Cole North was back with his scars on his face. They underused him. They underused a few characters this season, but it was nice to see him finally turn on the AVTF and be like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" Actually,
somebody had to do it.
Yeah,
right.
Because he is an ally. Like, I was just reading some Daredevil comics, and he is an ally. For the most part.
In the comics, he is. But somebody had to do it, and somebody had to say, what we're doing isn't right. It's not good, and it's not right.
Yeah.
And it would have felt. I don't think the season could have ended if no one in the front line of the anti-vigilante task force would have said no.
Right.
It couldn't have ended with no one saying no. Someone had to step up. And I'm glad that they showed that not everyone was okay. Throughout the season, we had, I forgot the young man that helped them. He was killed.
Oh,
I forgot his name.
Yeah.
The AVTF guy. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. But somebody that was,
you were a real one.
You were a real one. But somebody on the front line, somebody who was, a major force within that force had to say no. And I'm glad that they showed that.
Yeah. This is a good spot to take a quick break. So about Heather. Yeah. I mean, so we've kind of talked about this, most of this Heather and Buck stuff before, but she has her worst fears about Matt confirmed. So that was interesting to see that play out, where she's reading an excerpt from her book that sounds like it could be about Matt. And then do you think she was surprised, or do you think she suspected?
I think maybe not in the first season, but I think in this season, yes, probably.
Yeah. Oh, so a lot of people about Heather are saying, does Marvel have any good therapists? This is a conversation I was having with a couple friends. Can we think of any therapists in Marvel who are actually good at their jobs and not making things worse? It's not a good look.
I got to think about that.
Although I was totally on Heather's side when the defense lawyer starts being very inappropriate to her, and she jabs him in the throat with the webbing of her hands. And we had a discussion on Discord about it, where some people thought maybe she killed him, but I that's not the impression I got. What do you guys think?
No, I don't think. No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, you can crush someone's trachea, but I don't think she did it that hard.
No,
if it were Fisk, he would be dead.
Yeah.
But she's definitely going to kill people next season.
Oh, definitely, because she puts the mask on at the end.
And I wonder...
which she doesn't see in her reflection, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It such a great bit right there.
She sees herself extra buttoned up, June Cleaver-like in the mirror. Yeah. And you just wonder, I think she and Buck, I want to see them descend into the dark side together, that whole choking foreplay thing, and whatever was going on with the ruby earrings, where it was sort of like the ruby earrings, she steals one of Vanessa's earrings and then kind of gets distracted by Buck and takes it, and Fisk is noticed you did that, go ahead and take the other. And that felt to me like a sort of push toward, you're one of us, you're one of the bad guys, embrace it, here's some jewels. What did you guys think of? We didn't talk much about the governor, played by what's her face, by Lily Taylor.
Yeah, she's a politician, and from the first minute we saw her, and she made a deal with the devil, and not the dare one. But it's just, just she behaved exactly like I thought politicians might behave, and she was totally willing to turn a blind eye, to look away, as long as it didn't affect her political career. And that is,
Until she was about to get killed.
Of course.
It was interesting. Right. It's interesting that Mr. Charles, he kind of turned on Fisk at the end and warned Karen that McCaffrey was going to be killed.
Right.
And then Dex is the one who ultimately thwarts the assassination attempt. Yes. I'm just saying maybe we should revisit the Dex is a good guy.
No.
It's not Karen, it's Jessica, isn't it?
Sorry. Yes, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, Jessica.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But also, I hope we get to see more Mr. Charles and the governor, because they have a nice dynamic. It's is this the 20-year-old Scarjo? But you could have just done it. just Mr. Charles just tracks
He's just
me
waiting in her house.
Matthew Lillard. He is a funny guy.
I like him. Who was it? Quentin Tarantino was talking shit on him.
Oh, please.
Screw you, Tarantino.
The last person to talk shit about anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said.
And I mean, also, he's so pleased to join the Million Mile Club as well. I mean, it's a different scene, but he's so chuffed to get his little wings.
Yeah. He just seems like he's one of those people who's kind of scary because he just responds cheerfully to everything. But that doesn't mean he's not about to kill you.
Yes. Yes. And again, when they're on the plane, him and Bullseye are on the plane, I'm just like, what is going on?
I need to see them together.
What is going on in Madripoor? I need the show.
Yes.
I need a Madripoor show.
Yeah.
Yes, we need that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we know the mayor's office is left vacant, and I'm going to mention something from a Spider-Man trailer. So sorry, here we go.
Yeah.
We see it looks like Sheila becomes the mayor next.
Yeah. Wow.
By the time of Spider-Man.
Yeah, but the governor was the governor was saying, was talking about this. She said, I can't stand the campaigning, and the governor says, well, you won't have to campaign.
Right.
So I think that was sort of set that up.
And she makes the call to the Attorney General.
I wonder if she'll be in the Punisher special.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a possibility.
Do we think Karen will put in an appearance in the Punisher special?
But if they do it,
I do.
I mean, if they do it, there has to be intense heat between her and Frank because that's their thing.
That's the thing.
Is that like? Does that make her look bad since her boyfriend just went to jail?
I mean, that's the facts of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how long you're gonna be up for. How long is the bid? You know what I mean? You're doing 5, okay. All right. I'll visit.
Speaking of Matt going to jail, Jean, have you spent much time in Pana too in the East Village? Have you been there?
No,
okay.
No.
I was so excited when they showed it in the opening scene of the final episode, and then that's where Matt gets arrested at the end. And I immediately, before I saw the name, I was like, "That's Pana too." I used to go there all the time because it's good, cheap Indian food in the East Village. It was always BYO. Now I haven't lived there for 20 years, so I don't know if it still is, but that was always like, it was like great coming out of college, early 20s, perfect place to go out with friends.
Oh, I didn't know you. I didn't know you lived in New York, Elysia.
I did. I lived in Brooklyn mostly. Actually, I lived in the West Village for a while. I lived on the Upper East Side for a bit. But yeah. So it was like there's something comforting. I left New York 20 years ago, and there's something comforting in knowing that restaurant is still going strong.
Yeah.
And her line, I thought we'd have more time.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty much the season so far, except you know who we haven't talked about at all? Kirsten and Cherry. What do we think?
No.
I mean, Kirsten, at least she got some chance to shine in the courtroom.
Yes. Oh, I thought you were trying to ship them.
Oh,
like,
no. Oh, no.
I'm like, no. Okay,
I would love to see Kirsten get some love, but no, I'm not getting vibes like that.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
No.
All right,
just the fact
my
that
bad. Sorry.
I've been saying that they're underutilized, particularly Cherry, who shows up at the end. I don't know where he's been all season, but he shows up at the end. But Kirsten, it's like I think the actress seems great. And like every time I see her do stuff, I'm like, just please give her more. Please
give her more.
Give her more.
Yeah.
So I hope,
and hopefully in the upcoming season,
she
gets more to do, especially with him being in jail. How does that play out? Is she representing him? So hopefully she'll have more on her plate in season 3.
Yeah. So speaking of season 3, we have pretty much gotten confirmed, I mean, by everything that's happening on screen and by certain comments from the showrunner, that the next season is going to be some sort of adaptation of an iconic Daredevil series of comics called The Devil in Cell Block D, which if anyone wants to read it, you can find it. It's the official title is Daredevil Volume 2, numbers 82 through 87, because this Daredevil Volume 2 went on for many years. Like, it started in 1998, and these issues were released in 2006. So look for those if you want to read it yourself. But are you excited, Jean? I'm assuming we have kind of alluded to this before.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. But the thing is, too, the comic story and the TV story are,
they're going to be different.
We find Matt in two. Yeah, he's in two different places. You know, he's really broken in the comic story, and I don't think this is a broken Matt. I think the series so far, Matt has been broken, but I think we leave him in a place in season 2 where he is whole.
It's interesting though, because Fisk in the comics, Fisk also goes to jail at the same time, so that they are in jail together. So it's really interesting that they made the choice to have Fisk not go to jail.
I think it makes sense that he doesn't go to jail.
I mean, I see the logic of it in the real world, but in terms of adapting this, it makes me wonder, Matt's in there with a lot of guys he put in there. Is he going to end up teaming up with anyone unexpected? Please not Powell. Please not Powell. I don't want to see Powell be redeemed.
No.
But also, no. if it's going to be Daredevil season 3 and not Defenders, presumably he's not going to spend too much time in jail, because you don't put your main character off stage for a prolonged period of time.
I assume
but the jail might be the stage.
I assume the Defenders will. Well, who gets him out? Like, so Frank's in there with him. So I wonder if Frank's going to show up for season 3. We know the Defenders are getting back together. Like in the comic, Bullseye helps him get out. So maybe I'm assuming Bullseye will be in season 3. And maybe the Defenders help him break out. But I have to point out, this is a real thing from this comic series. This is where they find out that Foggy's not really dead. So bring back Foggy. It could be a redemption arc for Bullseye where he finds out Foggy's alive and is like, "Oh, I'll fix things, Mac."
I just don't know how they're going to do that, because Foggy looked pretty dead.
But then they
didn't give you a lot of. There's not a lot of ambiguity.
To quote Princess Bride, he was only mostly dead. They just kept him somewhere and healed him, and yeah. I'll say the other comic I want to shout out, if people want to read it, I just read it for the first time myself. Daredevil Unleash Hell. It's a Red Band comic, and I will say, woo, it is gory, and it's from 2025, so quite recent. And this is the reason I read this one is it's the one that features a female muse who picks up the mantle of Muse, who has died. And the interesting thing of this one that I noticed is this is during, for anyone who doesn't know, in the current timeline, Elektra is also Daredevil. So there's 2 Daredevils.
Yeah.
And she started to play this role of Daredevil during one of the times when Matt went to jail. And she stepped into this role to sort of prove herself to him and herself. I wonder, I know, Jean, you're waiting for Electric to come back. Luke and I are not. But my question is, since they've already set up the conflict between Karen and Heather, could Karen play that role where she steps in for Matt as a Daredevil while he's in jail?
No. Unless she's been training awfully hard off screen.
Well, he's been training her. We've seen that. She's learning to fight.
Yeah, but not...
We've seen them do a little bit of sparring.
But Daredevil level of training.
I mean, maybe Danny Rand, now that he's clearly learned to fight, and we know he's going to be in season 3. Maybe he will choose to teach her, or maybe Colleen Wing shows up. That would be better.
So yes, I will teach you the ancient mystic art of the smash cut. The ancient mystic art of Dutch angle.
Oh.
But okay, here's my issue with Heather becoming Muse. I'm on board, except for the fact that she's not an artist.
Oh gosh.
writing books about psychology.
Maybe she'll find her art in her work.
Yeah, she'll
in her new work, in her new line of work, she'll find her art.
So this Daredevil Unleash Hell, the new Muse actually and Elektra Daredevil, they end up going to actual hell.
Yeah.
And meeting, talking to the ghost of prior Muse there. Do we think that they could introduce supernatural elements? This show has been quite grounded, but obviously in the MCU proper, there's lots of supernatural elements. Do you see them bringing any of that into this show?
I hope not.
Mephisto? Anyone?
No. I don't
no,
see it.
I hope
All
not.
Right.
I don't see it.
I mean, eventually probably they have to cross over in like the movies, I would assume, in Secret Wars we've talked about. And then there have to be supernatural elements.
I don't know. I don't see it happening. Not in the show. Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the way they ought to go, to be honest.
Okay. Killing my fun? No.
Okay.
The only one I am actually rooting for Karen to fill in as the Daredevil. Only partly because I don't want Elektra back, but not that Elektra. Bring in Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, it's not that I'm tied to the actress, to the actor that played Elektra. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's a man in Elektra.
Well, yeah, as long as she doesn't do the stupid drink order.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I suppose I should blame that on the writers more than the actor.
Than the actor.
Yeah.
Than the actor.
But I don't know. I just think because they've already we saw a preview of Karen and Heather fighting. Can you imagine them both like trained up and ready to actually go? Yeah,
that wasn't really a fight.
It's just a tease.
I mean, yeah,
it's a teaser fight.
I don't know. I'm interested to see how she plays Muse. Though.
Yeah,
that is something I'm really interested in seeing how it plays out, because from all we know, she doesn't have training or that we know of. So for her to become like a serial killer, I want to see how it plays out. Like, is she gonna, start killing off her patients? Is she gonna, there's an interesting story here to tell. So I'm ready for that. Yeah.
All right. Any more thoughts about season 2 or predictions for season 3?
Yeah, Luke motherfucking Cage. You know what I'm saying? Luke motherfucking Cage. Welcome back. I was so hyped. Personally, I was so hyped when he was standing in the doorway, and I'm like, that's Luke motherfucking Cage.
I was glad that they had him at least like walk into the scene in this season. Yeah.
Yes. And, and when Jessica says, are you done? We know he's not done, because we know big things are coming down the line for the MCU, and whatever, happy home that they think they have right now. Oh no. Oh no. It's not gonna last. And I'm interested to see how they incorporate these stories, these people into the larger story that they're about to tell.
Yeah. Yep. Luke, you have any?
I really hope we get at least another season of Jessica Jones.
I don't know if they have time.
As a separate show.
I want it, but I don't know if they have time because of this whole Secret Wars deadline.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I really want to see more of Jessica and Trish and the lawyer that Carrie Ann Moss plays.
Right. Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry something. But yeah, because like I said, I could do without Iron Fist ever being, I could just leave that. But I'd like them to bring back Jessica Jones. I'd like them to bring back Luke Cage as well. I was never crash hot on Luke Cage, but yeah, it would be nice to sort of broaden out that Netflix Marvel universe. Like I say, They can leave Iron Fist where it is.
Bring back Colleen Wing. And I'm ready to give Danny Rand another chance, but bring back I want a lot of like the secondary characters. I'm like, from Luke Cage, like we gotta have Shades back. From and Misty Knight, obviously. And from Jessica Jones, where's Trish? She's still on the raft. Let's talk about that. You know, like all these side characters.
Yeah. It will be fun to delve back into those characters and see where they're at leading into, Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Or post Secret Wars, whatever may come after that.
But yeah, we already get some new answers next week on Tuesday, the evening of Tuesday the 12th, or the morning of Wednesday the 13th, depending on where in the world you are. We get the Punisher One Last Kill special. Yes. We will be back in about a week from now. We have to plan the recording, but yeah, about a week, maybe slightly longer, to talk about that Punisher special. So looking forward to that. Jean, you and Brian and David just finished up coverage of Maul Shadow Lord.
Awesome show. Top 5 Star Wars. Come at me. Top 5 Star Wars.
Bold claim.
Yes. Top 5 Star Wars. Live or animated.
Really bold.
Including movies?
I'm here all day. Top 5 Star Wars. Live, animated. I'm on the Discord. Hit me up.
I won't spoil it because it's too fresh, but the finale had some really cool stuff going on.
So much cool stuff.
A lot of
go check out the pod.
Jaw being dropped.
Go check out the pod.
So John and I just wrapped up our One Piece live action coverage. We put out an episode talking about the rest of season 2. John, Marilyn, and I are going to be covering Project Hail Mary the start of next week, because the 12th is also the day that Project Hail Mary is released on video on demand. So you will be able to watch it at home if you have not seen it yet, or rewatch it at home if you so prefer. And David's been all kinds of busy he did a one shot of Bait with Aisha, I think that was for subscribers. But there's also the Into the West episode with Marilyn talking about the origins of that phrase and the super siblings. He just released an interview with Dr. Amy Sturgis, who is a professor who teaches about like Star Wars and Star Trek. That's what they talk about, and various other things. There's a Pit season wrap up coming with, I can't remember who's involved, but it's going to be a fun crew. And you can get all ad-free access to all of that, of course, on Supercast and Patreon, plus extra episodes. Like we just recorded our second breakfast about finger foods and all the things we've been watching and what's going on in the industry. And our 11sies this month, it was Rob Reiner Requiem. So we are talking about Misery. And by this month, I mean, we're catching up on April. So there's going to be an extra set of episodes this month. And do check out, of course, our affiliates, Properly Howard. They've been doing their Newlywed movie season, which is just basically they're each watching movies they've never seen before. Really fun lineup of films. You'll find that on their feed. Nevermind the Music is where psychology meets music. And they just did one about Fast Car, which is a favorite song of mine. I have a lot of childhood associations with that. I saw Tracy Chapman live when I was a kid.
I'm so jealous.
That's dope. That's nice.
And Radioactive Ramblings covering both Invincible and The Boys. And Luke, you and I, finally, we got our Dune book part 1A episode out. And we're recording shortly to give our responses to the news that Silo is coming. Silo season 3 coming July 3rd. And we got a teaser trailer and we got a bunch of photos.
Yeah, so really looking forward to that. We get to dust off the Sims Nard scale. So yeah.
And I'll also put a link in the show notes to your podcast, It Could Be Said. If is there any more you want to say about that?
Yeah, we will be recording our reactions to what are a truly extraordinary set of local and devolved elections here in the UK, where basically everybody won and everybody lost.
Oh, gosh.
It was once in a generation set of peculiar results. So we'll probably be chewing on that for this. May be a monster sort of 3-hour podcast.
All right.
The hot takes are gonna be flying for that. So yeah, I think we haven't quite decided when we're gonna record that, but it will probably be sometime over the weekend.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So I've got some music out of our legal music folders. I chose, no idea what this is going to sound like, but just based on vibes, I chose from the heavy electronic folder. What is it called? Night Runner. Ooh, all right. Thank you to our Discord server boosters: Aaron K, Tiller the Thriller, Duve71, Athena Ajalea, Lestu, Nancy M, Ghost of Partition, Radioactive Richard, and Adrian. If you are not yet chatting with us on Discord, you will find an invite in the link tree in the show notes. Love to hear from you there. We'd love to hear from you by email at lorehounds@thelorehounds.com. I think MCU@thelorehounds.com also works. We also want to thank all of our listeners. Thank you for listening. Please share this episode with anyone else who might enjoy it. We especially want to thank our subscribers. We can't do this without you. Most of all, our top tier, the Lore Masters: Samartian, Michael G, Michelle E, SC, Peter OH, Nancy M, Duve71, Brian 8063, Frederick H, Sarah L, Garrett C, Andra B, Kwang Yu, Nathan T, Sub-Zero, Aaron K, Dally V, Mothership 61, Gnarls, Kathy W, Lestu, Jeffrey B, Elysia U, Ben B, Scott F, Stephen N, Julia F, Holly S, Ilmariel, Rocky Zim, Jessica A, Red Zippy, the TCS, Dopamini, Eleanor, Mrs. Tennant, AC Wilson, Eli W, Cassie K, Chumbaruni, Katila, Josh Liu, Paint and PDX, Corey G, Quinch, Jenny L, and always last, Adrian. All right. What do we want to say to Frank Castle to take us out? Kiss the girl.
No, don't you dare, Frank. Don't you dare.
The Lorehounds podcast is produced and published by The Lorehounds. You can send questions and feedback and voicemails at thelorehounds.com/contact. Get early and ad-free access to all Lorehounds podcasts at patreon.com/thelorehounds. Any opinions stated are ours personally and do not reflect the opinion of or belong to any employers or other entities.